Now, there is no doubt about it that ABC/Disney is going through a ratings disaster as we speak. We know that it's getting worse every single month, and this is exactly why Disney CEO Bob Iger, the executives, the board of directors over there, they are desperately trying to patch things together. And by far, one of the most insufferable talking heads via ABC on The View, Whoopi Goldberg, and she's definitely one of the most insufferable, though I don't think that she tops Sunny Hostin, to be specific. But what's interesting here has a lot to do with the fact that we have a lot of these talking heads like Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin. They are beginning to really point the finger at many of their peers that they once considered dear friends, and one of which now, of course, is Alec Baldwin. Let's get into this, shall we? This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new, and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. So, we know one thing in specific right now is that we know that Whoopi Goldberg has been going on this constant train of acting very insane, saying the most crazy things on live television, and we know that basically Whoopi Goldberg is really trying to say all these different things about Elon Musk, attacking him left and right. So she's not only attacking those on one side, but she's also attacking those that are on their side. And this, of course, now includes Alec Baldwin. So let's dive into this even further. Now, one thing about ABC is that we know that ABC is pretty much in a downward spiral right now. We know that they are a constant failing program/channel. And that has a lot to do with the fact that this is all driven by Bob Iger's overall agenda. However, with the ABC/Disney, of course, situation going through a ratings disaster still to this day, especially after the George Stephanopoulos lawsuit took place that also trained, of course, and tainted their image further. One major development that is now active involves Whoopi Goldberg putting Alec Baldwin on full blast in a very unexpected way, where she recently delivered the following. Look, I'm sure you may have heard that Alec Baldwin likes to call himself a feminist, and as someone like me who is a true feminist, I think I have to take offense to that, to what Mr. Baldwin said and how he is trying to hand out a lesson to the country. You see, this is my problem with Alec, is that he likes to call himself a feminist, yet I have seen some traits of sexism within him at many times, not just within his career, but within his personal life, that either accidentally got leaked out of the public or from what we saw on the street. So to Alec, don't you dare call yourself a feminist, because that ain't real, that ain't right at all. It's not right, of course, at all, nor is it accurate. You just don't know what you're talking about. And for you to criticize George Clooney, I think that was also a mistake on your end, because you are no different than him. Your opinion and your takes are what led us to believe that we could win this thing in 2024, that locked us into these dark times. You don't need to hear many of these actors claiming to be feminists from male actors specifically. We need more actresses or people like me coming forward and sharing that message, and I think it needs to be heard more from women rather than men. That's my number one issue with Alec's comments, and it needs to come to a full halt right now. The greatness about my time on The View with ABC is that I and those like Joy and Sunny, who are of course proud feminists, they get to share that to the public, and they are also women. But Alec, I think, is just an opportunist here, calling himself one, because I don't think he really is at the heart a feminist. I really don't think that he is at all. I mean, come on, how can he forget about all the outrage moments that he had with women? You just can't forget about all that at all. I don't think he knows what he even is talking about or means, of course, and what it means to be a woman, or what it means to defend a woman and their rights. We need to continue to embrace that. So guys, let me just stop here quick for one moment about what Whoopi Goldberg is spewing yet again in a desperate move to basically, point the finger at somebody like Alec Baldwin, who she once considered a very close, ally of hers, a very close friend of hers. This is no different now than how Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin have turned their backs against George Clooney. They're now turning their backs against Alec Baldwin. And I think that you're going to begin to see this constant divide on one end, on one side of the spectrum here, within the Hollywood industry, within the film industry, whatever have you. You're going to see more and more of this as we roll into 2025. where it's all going to come down into, of course, financial flames. All right, we know that there's a lot of studios out there that are getting a lot of flack right now. ABC is by far probably the biggest one of all, because ever since the whole Jimmy Kimmel crying situation, ever since, of course, the meltdowns from Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, and Sunny Hostin, we have seen this time and time again, that they are trying to put all the pieces back together like a very difficult puzzle right now, and it's just not working. A lot of scapegoating is going around, and nobody's buying it, nobody's believing it at all. We know that it's all fake. We know that Whoopi Goldberg is just saying whatever she has to say to get people on her side. So, interestingly enough, she goes on to conclude, we need to continue to embrace all of that. We don't need to have actors like Alec Baldwin saying such things. What I also found hypocritical of him is that he told all of us that he did not engage in politics. In what mind does he believe that? Because he most certainly did. He was on our side the whole time and really made us think that with people like George Clooney and Julia Roberts and their platform, that we could actually hold the power to really win this year and remain in normalcy for the next 4 years. And we lost all of that. That's what scares me the most right now, is that many of us fell for people like him, and now they are seemingly trying to backtrack on those claims that they engaged in politics. It's just all nonsense to me, and especially it makes us women look bad to have someone like Alec Baldwin saying such things. So again, I mean, you have Whoopi Goldberg putting Alec Baldwin on full blast. This is no different than what she did with George Clooney and what she did with many other actresses and actors like Julia Roberts, for example. Look, I think at the same exact time, this is another mirroring fact of the View ratings disaster and how they are losing numbers by the day. They are losing people. Even loyal fans are giving up on The View. I've seen some people even in the comments here surprisingly say that they were pretty much a loyal fan of The View up until just a couple of weeks ago, to the point where they are now actually beginning to witness that they are nothing more than talking heads spewing lies out there and really spewing out an overall agenda. And that really is very revealing. The fact that they're losing loyal followers now, loyal fans, that want nothing to do with The View anymore, I think is a very big deal. So again, the fact that Alec Baldwin, he's been going on a lot of rants lately in the past like 2.5 weeks, give or take. Now you have people like Whoopi Goldberg, you know, taking shots at him and really putting him in the hot seat. That just goes to show you that pretty much the whole film industry, they're beginning to eat each other when the chips are down now. And we called this like 6, 7, 8 months ago. We talked about this a while ago, that this was going to happen toward the tail end of 2024. And what do you know? Here we are. It's happening before our very own eyes. So I would like to hear what everyone has to say about Whoopi Goldberg, Alec Baldwin, and everything else happening within the media, within Hollywood in general. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.